Welcome back, everyone. Today we want to start talking about how we can add details to the buildings that we have drawn in. So just as a reminder, you do need at least 7 buildings in your city, and each of the buildings, no matter how small they are, how close to the vanishing points they are, every building needs to include detail. So we're going to talk specifically today about adding windows and doors to our buildings. If you want something more complicated, we will address those things in a future video. All right, so everyone, let's start with a door on a building because that one's a little bit easier and that one will help us get to rows of windows. So on this building right here, I'm gonna draw a door. I want it to be right here on this side. So if you're ever not sure which vanishing point you should draw to, ask yourself, which vanishing point was the side of the building drawn to? So I was going to my right vanishing point, which means my door is going to be drawn also to the right vanishing point. So here's what I'm gonna do first. I want my door to be, let's say, this tall. So I am going to draw a line that goes all the way to the vanishing point, just like that. And then, just like we would draw in the vertical sides to the buildings, we're going to draw in the vertical sides to the door. Okay, so I have this box in perspective right here. I'm going to erase the rest of the line that I don't need anymore. All right, and then you have the door. Of course, if you want to, you can add details like a doorknob. Maybe you want this to be a split door that someone would pull open, so you can add in details after that. All right, so knowing that, let's go ahead and add in a row of windows right above the door. So again, we know that this side of the building was drawn to the right vanishing point, which means that a row of windows is also going to be drawn to the right vanishing point. So I am going to draw a bottom for the row of windows right here with that line, and I'm also going to draw a top for that row of windows with this line right here. Now, this is probably the hardest part for people. This middle line is straight up and down vertical. The sides of your doors are straight up and down vertical, which means that the sides of your windows also need to be straight up and down vertical. All right, so I'm dividing them up this way. I am going to draw something incorrectly so that you can see. This is not correct. This is at an angle. That needs to be straight up and down. So if you have anything like that that's at an angle, you need to go back and fix it. If it's not straight up and down, it will not be correct. So since I have this drawn in, I'm going to erase some lines. So that way, all right, so that way the windows are all separated. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add in another row of windows right above it. So same thing, I want the bottom, one line for the bottom and then one line for the top. Now, as we probably know, a lot of the time windows are in rows and in columns. We want them to be straight up and down, which means I'm gonna line this up right here with my bottom row so that I can get them to line up correctly. All right, and then once again, you can erase, and I would really keep up with this. Don't wait too long on erasing those lines that you don't need anymore. Okay, so then I have two rows of windows on that building. So again, you want to make sure that you have detail on every single building and make sure that you're drawing to the correct vanishing point. So for example, these windows were going to the right vanishing point. If I move to the other side of the building, which vanishing point would this go to? Hopefully you're thinking the left, because if you look at the top and the bottom, those were drawn to the left vanishing point, which means any windows and details would also be drawn to the left. Let's do a quick example. All right, so again, I'm gonna draw a bottom and a top. And since I have the ruler out for this, I'm gonna go ahead and do my second row of windows as well. Okay, and then I think I'm just gonna do 2 windows on this side because this one is narrower than my first one. All right, and then once again, let's erase what you don't need. And again, it is so important to draw lightly on this project. We'll have the opportunity to darken in the lines that we know that we need. All right, everyone. So that's how we draw in some doors and windows. So again, you'll want to make sure that you have detail on everything. Go ahead and work on that this week.